5 simple steps to reverse type 2 diabetes. I'm Alan Warnitz. I'm a nutrition expert and I help people recover their health and reverse illnesses using nutrition. So today the topic is diabetes type 2 and how do we use nutrition to reverse diabetes. Before we go into the whole topic and what are the 5 steps, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I've listed here, let's go over what is diabetes and how it happens and what you can do to reverse it and what are the consequences that happen if you don't do something about it. So basically it's a form of metabolic dysfunction, which means the body metabolism is not working correctly. Metabolism means the body, you eat food, you breathe in oxygen, from the food it breaks down and there's glucose that's released. The glucose now arrives at the cell. When it arrives at the cells, it knocks on the door, it docks. The cell says, okay, come in. It allows the sugar to go into the cell. It goes into a little factory, which is called an energy factory, a mitochondria. And in there, it mixes with oxygen. And from there, it converts into a different form of energy called ATP. And this is the energy form that the body uses for mental sharpness, that uses for muscle movement, it uses for digestion. So you need an abundance of ATP. But it comes from sugar. And it also comes from fat. However, the topic of diabetes is about the body's inability to use the glucose. The glucose does not arrive at the energy factory. So when it doesn't arrive at the energy factory, it's like your energy shuts down, your energy levels drop, brain fog sets in, all different problems happen because there's a lack of energy. Illnesses step in because for healing, it requires energy. So if you don't have energy, those are the problems that happen with, which is caused by diabetes, where the sugar is not able to enter the cell. It's called insulin resistance. The cells resist. They don't allow the sugar to go in. It blocks it. There's a reason for the blockage. I will explain how that happens, and I will explain how to help the body now unblock all of these things so the sugar arrives and you don't feel hungry. Because what happens when there's too much sugar in the blood means your blood sugar raises now, so your blood sugar goes up and shoots up to 15, 20. It doesn't drop, doesn't matter how much of metformin you take, you are constantly trying to drop the sugar level. What's the danger of the high sugar levels? The dangers of it, the consequences is you get neuropathy. Neuropathy means the sugar that's in the blood that should not be in the blood and is not being removed now goes and damages the nerves. It damages the nerve ending, so you feel neuropathy. So at the end of your fingers, at the end of your toes, you have no feelings. And it also damages your blood vessels. So now blood circulation does not even happen and doesn't come. So that's where you get amputation from gangrene, because there's no blood circulation. What has been done is because there's too much of sugar which has not been taken out, or the sugar has not arrived at the cells for energy. You'll get blindness. The nerves in the eyes, behind the eyes, get damaged. That's from neuropathy. So when there's no messages with the nerves, you don't see. So blindness sets in. Obesity. Why is it obesity? Because the excess amount of sugar which you get from your excess sugar actually comes from sugar from cool drinks, sugar from bread, from grains, refined grains, sugar from rotis, sugar from cool drinks. There's many forms of sugar that comes, which is far too much for what the body needs. If your sugar level goes up to this level here, and your body only needs this amount of sugar for energy, what happens to this sugar? This sugar now becomes fat. And that's how you start getting obesity. Because there's too much sugar and it has to be removed. So the insulin, if the insulin can't put the sugar inside the cells, it will take the sugar and turn it into fat, and you're going to get obesity. When you have obesity, your immune system goes down. So which means your body is not able to fight any infections, any viruses. So when it comes to flu season, what happens? You get viruses, your body gets knocked out. Because your immune system has gone down. There's too much sugar, too much fat, obesity, all these effects. These are all the consequences that happen. So it doesn't matter how many injections you take of flu virus injections, if your immune system is not up, it doesn't work. So you can try and activate the body's immune system, but if it doesn't have the T cells and the B cells, it does nothing. Now, with the other stuff that happens with too much of sugar, you start getting heart diseases because the sugar starts damaging the heart muscles. It damages, there's muscles in the arteries. The arteries are the blood vessels that go to the heart, in and out of the heart. There's muscles, it damages those muscles, it hardens them. So you start getting this. So you are prone now to getting heart attacks and blockages and a stroke. So blockages in the brain, you get the stroke. That can actually, like, next thing you find yourself like paralyzed in one part of the area. So these are things that will happen as a consequence of this metabolic dysfunction and insulin resistance. And there's other things that happen which I'll go over as well. And you'll get joint pains and you'll get stiffness that will come with it. I've explained already, you'll get fatigued, you'll get tired, restless. Why? Because there's no sugar arriving in the sugar factory. It's like fuel is not arriving in your engine, so your engine is not working. So you put a turbo in your engine, but it won't work because the fuel is being resisted, it's not arriving. So you won't be able to relax, sleep will be a problem, you can't sleep, and brain fog, as I said. Now, with obesity comes estrogen dominance. The fat, too much fat produces a lot of estrogen. So men start having more estrogen in the body because of the fat. So what does that do? What does estrogen do? Estrogen dominance, which dominates it, now opens you up for cancer. So the rise of cancer happens with obesity. And where does obesity start? With this excessive sugar from diabetes with insulin resistance. So you get obesity, now it leads to cancer, leads to sexual dysfunction. There's very poor blood circulation, so you are not able to perform sexually because there's no blood circulation. The blood vessels are blocked, the blood vessels are hard, no erections, nothing happens. So these are the consequences that you are set up with when you are sitting with type 2 diabetes. The glucose, the sugar is not entering the cells, means no energy. Now, the other thing is called metabolic waste and toxins. So I'm gonna erase these things now so that I can have a little bit, I can write a little bit here to show you what is called metabolic waste. So what is metabolic waste? Now, here's your cell. And with the cell here, there's a blood vessel. In your blood vessel, you'll have your blood here, and you'll have insulin here, and in the insulin is sugar. So now the sugar arrives at the cell and it's closed. It says, and it can't go to the energy factory because now you've got oxygen there and your cells to produce energy. This is blocked. It's called insulin resistance. So what is metabolic waste? In between the cells, when there's energy produced, out comes exhaust. So when a car burns fuel, there's exhaust. When your body's making energy, it's making exhaust. So it's called metabolic waste. So metabolism is the production of energy, and there's waste, there's exhaust. So I'll call it exhaust. Now what happens to the exhaust? It stays next to the cells. It has no place to go because there's no detox happening. No detoxing happening, no waste is being removed. So when no waste is being removed, what happens with the waste? The waste stays next to the cells, and the cell says, sorry, too many toxins, shut down. So you get this insulin resistance, it shuts down. You have to be able to detox and remove that waste, that metabolic waste. You have to be able to remove it. When you start removing it and you start cleaning the place, and all this is being cleared up, there's no more metabolic waste now. So we're cleaning this up. So now this gets clear. This gets clear. This gets clear. Because there is a substance called glutathione. Glutathione is made by the liver. And you have to feed the liver to make glutathione. When there's glutathione there, when there's enough glutathione, it removes the waste. Diabetic people do not have glutathione because the liver has gone fatty. You have a fatty liver, glutathione is low, which means your body does not remove it. So you have to raise your levels of glutathione so that it comes here as your waste garbage truck and it removes everything. It detoxes everything and removes. Now, when your cells are clear, the insulin comes, the sugar goes in, and next thing your energy levels shoot up because you've cleared the house, you've cleared the muck, you're eating the right food, and the blood is sending you all the insulin. The insulin arrives at the cell, releases the glucose, and off you go. And then you have energy production. When that happens, now you are reversing diabetes. And I will go through the 5 steps that will reverse diabetes, how to make glutathione. And the next thing to do is you can start transitioning and move to fat burning. because your body has become obese, so which means there's a lot of fat storage. If you can get your body to move to fat burning instead of burning glucose and you start burning fat, it's a transition. You move towards that. I will explain how you do this. Then your body is only burning fat and your energy levels are going to be even higher. And all the symptoms of diabetes, all the consequences of neuropathy, blindness, obesity, all these will start decreasing, and you're going to start having a better quality of life. Because if you're seeking a better quality of life, to be able to be sexually active, not tired, having lots of energy throughout the day, sleeping well, if that's what you want, follow me on these 5 steps, and then we'll take it from there. So what is step number 1? It's an acid alkaline diet. I provide this information. It's a 20% acid and an 80% alkaline diet, which means there's certain foods which are acid food. They after being metabolized, they release an acid, a lower pH, and there are other foods which are releasing alkaline pH foods. So you have to have a 20% to 80% alkaline food. How that works? It works like this. So you'll find on your plate 80% of your food is acid and 20% is alkaline. All you have to do is you just have to increase this. I'm not saying change your diet, but increase this to 80%. So 80% alkaline, and bring this down to 20% acid. That's all you have to do. That's one step. Very easy to do. You get the list, acid foods, alkaline foods, what they are. You choose the foods that you like. You choose the acid foods, makes them 20%. You choose the alkaline foods, you make them 80% on your plate. That already is your start of your acid alkaline diet. That on its own can make a big difference. It will start helping healing the liver. It will start the body to cleaning up, producing glutathione. All these things will be there. Number 2 is free of junk foods. There are a lot of foods on the market which you've been made to believe are okay, which are not okay. I have a list which I provide. What are the junk foods? You need to become alert to these things. You need to become aware of them, and you can take action to reduce them and remove them out of your diet, because this is causing all these consequences here. It's causing the insulin resistance, and is causing the metabolic waste, because the body, there's so much junk, there's so much waste, the body can't remove it. So give your body a chance to be free of junk food so that the body can remove the other waste that's sitting there. You need good protein and good fats. I give you a list of good proteins and the good fats. Good fats like omega-3, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Fish has got good fats. You can eat nuts and seeds which have got good fats. So these are the 2 things that will help the body start regenerating now. And if you have good fats, the good fats are necessary for reversing obesity, for fat burning. So if you don't have good fats, you will not have any fat burning. So if you don't have fat burning, you'll keep on putting on weight, and that becomes another problem now. The other step now, which is something to learn, is called intermittent fasting, where you fast. The fasting is done in a certain way, which is very easy to do, and you can choose your fasting. Fasting meaning there's a certain period of time that you eat, and a certain period of time you don't eat at all. So you can eat, let's say, for 8 hours. So let's say you wake up in the morning and you have a breakfast and you eat for 8 hours. So let's say you start eating at 8 o'clock, and for 8 hours at 4 o'clock you stop eating. So from 4 o'clock you sleep for the 16 hours, and the next day you wake up and you eat. So you've got that 16 hours of fasting. If 16 hours of fasting is too long, you can maybe make it 14 hours or 12 hours. You can start transitioning slowly into fasting. During the time of fasting, there is no insulin. When there's no insulin, the body burns fat. So you want your body to move to fat burning. So it's only can move to fat burning when there's zero insulin. In other words, insulin is only released when there's sugar. So in the 16 hours that you're not eating, there's no insulin, which means the body now shifts into fat burning. But if you eat in between, the fat burning switches off. So it depends on you now. Do you want fat burning? And this is how the body responds. You need to work with the body. This is how the body works. So when you know how the body works, that's how you make it work. So you do some intermittent fasting. Now, if you're not sure how to do intermittent fasting, I have a consultation that I do. I give a 30-minute free consultation and I guide you on this. I have written materials on it. I have videos on it. So you can ask for them and I will share them with you to show you how to do it. And I can hold your hand and show you how to do it. And then you can move forward by yourself. And lastly is a liver cleanse. Very, very important. A liver cleanse, because with obesity, liver is fatty. So you need to cleanse the liver, you need to clean the liver, and then you need to maintain the liver. The liver is a filter. You can't remove the filter and put a new one. A fatty liver, the filter is clogged. So when the filter is clogged, there's no glutathione. As explained earlier, glutathione, which removes the waste. So a clogged filter cannot make glutathione. So you have to remove the clog for the body to make glutathione, and then it can detox everything. So when the waste is coming out of the cells, it comes to the liver, goes to the filter, and it causes a detoxing, and it gets eliminated. So to produce glutathione in the body, you need an amino acid. This is an amino acid which comes from protein. It's sulfur rich. Cysteine, you find it in eggs. Any foods that are rich in sulfur, you'll find cysteine. Or NAC. NAC is a supplement you can take, and acetylcysteine. So it's all based with cysteine, which will help the body make glutathione. Now for maintenance of the body, of the liver, you need cruciferous foods like kale, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. All these are very helpful in helping the maintenance of the liver, and it helps with the production of glutathione as well. So in the maintenance, it helps with detoxing. Then you can also add garlic, turmeric, milk thistle, dandelion. Turmeric, milk thistle, and dandelion, these you can also buy in supplement form, which helps the liver. So liver cleanse, there's a way of doing a liver cleanse. I have a program for a liver cleanse where you're juicing. You juice with celery, cucumber, and lemon. You juice it for 3 to 4 weeks. Every day you take a glass of celery, cucumber, and lemon. That does a full cleanse of the liver. It removes the junk. It removes the fatty liver. I've had many, many good results out of it. I've had people with menopause, with hot flushes, just doing the liver cleanse. They've never had hot flushes ever since then. It rebalances the hormones. So it does a lot of wonderful things with liver cleanse. So here you are, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse, the 5 steps to reverse type 2 diabetes. This will help your body now be cleansed and back to its original state. And you have the chance now of living a better quality of life. I thank you for listening. Take advantage of my free 30-minute health consultation, which is online. There's a link provided. You click on the link, you book your time, and we shall meet, and you will explain to me your problem. I will guide you, and I will give you a map which you can follow, and that will take you to where you want to get to.